Hello and welcome to ARK, the complete series. Well, today we're going up against Rockwell. We're going to do the Alpha Rockwell fight. So it's different to what I did in the last fight with Rockwell. Then we did it at beta level, and all it was just basically me, some Cactus broth, and a pump action shotgun basically. But trouble was, yeah, I mean, I can only do so much damage. I honestly don't know how anybody else is able to do this at Alpha level. I've tried it and I just run out of time. I can't do enough damage quickly enough, and I can't do as much damage with my shotgun. I mean, my shotgun, let's see, that one, it's been recrafted, this is a new one, because I lost the original one in the beta fight, because that's in the downside when you do it at beta level, is you basically ascend and anything that you're carrying on you gets lost. You've got to hand it off to a dino, and then your dinos will respawn around here. And it's a case of you can get them back, but yeah, I lost everything, so I've had to go all the way back to scorched earth, and that was about pretty much the best I've been able to get as far as riot leggings with some mastercraft versions. I had blueprints for, ascendant blueprints for all these, but I really struggled to find anything better than these ones. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the best I've been able to do at a shotgun. And when I do see some YouTube videos, they do a lot more damage than me. Now me, I can take a tentacle down with about 10 shots, and I've seen people do it with about 5, so it's a case of I just don't know what's going on there. But for me, at alpha level, doing it solo like that just doesn't work, so that's the reason I brought these along. So I've got a mixture of Reaper Kings and Megalosauruses. The plan is, the Megalosauruses, that's group 3 there, their role is just to take on Rockwell. What I've found is they can actually do quite a lot of damage. As long as you've got a lot of them, you'll get some of them will actually do a lot of damage against Rockwell. And that seems to be the strategy, because otherwise I'll just, even if I've tried like combinations of like a few Reapers, the Reapers hardly do any damage against Rockwell. I don't know why, but the Megalosauruses can do a lot of damage, at least mine can. But only as long as there's a lot of them. If there's just a few of them, they'll just be pretty much just doing bite damage when they're doing like that mechanical grab mechanism. It's a default mechanism they've got, where they try to pick things up. But when there's a lot of them, for some strange reason, it does seem to work, and they do hit, and they hit a lot. And it goes a lot better that way. Now the Reaper Kings that I've got, I've brought them along because basically I want some dinos I want at least one dino to survive, so I can hand my gear over and I can get a trophy and give it to the dino before I ascend, assuming we win, of course, but I'm not going to do that unless we get started. So let's kick this off. So I mean, I go in with ride here, you can use whatever floats your boat. I just prefer this, and it's all at different levels. It's just look at the drawers to what sort of crafting skill, like they're almost 12% versus like 57.8 versus 11.6. Yeah, it can make a big difference. Oh, soups. I'm going to take all my soups. One thing I've actually noticed with the soups is if they don't stack, or you can't eat anymore, they actually grey out. If you look at the hotbar, you can see like everything except the cactus products greyed out. It's the only one that's not greyed out. And what I've learned is that the cactus broth, incidentally, although it doesn't stack, what it does do... actually, go over there with me. Okay, I'm stampeding. I've got a problem, Houston, we've got a problem. I'm literally stuck. Oh no! This is not helping. Right, okay. Yeah, so although it doesn't actually stack as such, if I take another cactus broth now, and you can see it's not greyed out. If I take another one of these, actually, what I can do, as we get them started, what I can do is, if I go and eat some more of that cactus broth now, it actually just resets the timer. So I don't actually have to wait for the cactus broth to time out. I was doing that when I was doing it at beta level, because I thought, oh well, I can't stack it, I can't eat anymore. But it's only while I've been noticing, the only ones I can't eat are the ones that are greyed out, and cactus broth isn't greyed out. So that's quite handy. So I mean, I could like leave it to run down to say like 15 seconds left, if I take some more, it'll just suddenly shoot back up time lands. Now you probably notice the strategy's kind of like the same as I did at Beat, because I don't have like a rock drake with me. I'm still taking I don't have a rock drake with me. I don't have a light pack with me, and I'm still taking advantage of this cactus broth. And it's basically because it works. I find it a lot easier than wandering around with a rock drake having to steer it, so I can line up with the actual pump action shotgun to take cut shots of things. Fortunately, most of the energy orbs tend to go after the dinos though, so they do still do quite a lot of damage to them. But most of them will stay away from me. Some of them will still come after me. And it gets progressively worse as we go through the time on this thing. As we get through, from one round to the next, you'll get more and more of these things. They'll pop up a lot more than when we were doing it just on our own. So they can still come after me, even though I've got Cactus broth. We've got the Nameless, we've got the Reapers coming up later as well. Now most of the time they will still stay away from me, but there's one thing I've found, and that is that if the dinos, or at least the only ones that are left, that's the reason why I've got the fabricated pistol there. If the only ones that are left are on that bottom platform and attacking Rockwell, for some strange reason this mechanism where we get where we can hide using the cactus block just breaks. All of a sudden everything comes up to me, because I've done this with like Spinos for instance. All of the Spinos and some of the Megalosauruses were up on this top platform that we're standing on now, and then I had a bunch of Megalosauruses that were on the bottom platform attacking Rockwell. Now what was really odd was that once everything on this top platform had been killed off by those elemental Reaper Kings, the problem I had then was that everything just came after me. Which I found was weird. Even though I was still under the influence of the cactus block, I should have been hiding from things. Everything still came up to me. Ah, that's good. See the numbers there, over 272 damage. I am very, very much reliant on that. If we don't get those sort of numbers, I'm goosed. It's a case of I won't be able to do enough damage to defeat Rockwell. I'll literally just run out of time. I've tried it a few times and I just run out of time. It's a pretty good shotgun that I've got, and I just can't take Rockwell down quick enough. I'll get to the point where he's only got a certain amount of health left. And I found that the combination, even, I don't know why, but I've tried combos. I've tried like a mixture of like so many Megalosauruses and so many Reaper Kings. Now for some strange reason the Reaper Kings weren't doing that much damage at all against Rockwell. Only the Megalosauruses did. It only seems to work when I've got a lot of them. I've got 12 Megalosauruses down there, at least it should be, it depends, because I've run this a few different times. Sometimes they'll end up bunching up where some of them might get stuck amongst the Reapers. But as long as you've got quite a few of those Megalosauruses, quite a few of them will actually do quite a lot of damage. And you can see what they'll do is, can't actually do any harm to Rockwell at the moment, but they can still attack him. So that's why I whistled them on straight away to start attacking him. So they're just biting away, trying to do damage to him, but they can't do anything. And they'll just keep biting him. As soon as he becomes vulnerable, they'll attack him again, and then they'll start doing a lot of damage. And I found that seems to have definitely worked to my advantage, because if all I have is just a few of those Megalosauruses and they're just doing that default bite and grab, I'll come along, I'll get background at the start, I'll do so much damage with my shotgun, but they're pretty much only hitting for about 30 something, so they just do hardly any damage at all. And the problem then is, I just literally run out of time. It seems to be like a combination of, you've got like, you go through rounds, like the first round you seem to be able to do quite a lot of damage against Rockwell. Second round you can hardly do anything, and it just seems to cycle between those, where you can do a lot and you can do very little. And it definitely goes a lot better once you've got quite a few of these Megalosauruses. They can do 270, all they can do is their 30s. You can guarantee I'm going to be back here doing as much damage as I possibly can. I'll be trying to do as much damage as I possibly can on my shotgun. I'll just run out of time. So whenever I see those 270 numbers, that's when I'm interested. Because those Megalosauruses, they were bred specifically for damage. They got like 20k health. I'll have to have a look and see how much melee they've got. But they were bred, I think I gave them 10 mutations in health, 20 mutations in melee. But I think it's more than anything, it's just the fact that I've got a lot of them. I think that's what the winner is the fact that I've got a lot of them. I think maybe it's a case of there's some of them probably at the back can't get to Rockwell. And that's where like literally using their primary attack, which is the bite, or whatever. They're not trying to grab. And I think that's the winner, basically. Right, so yeah, I'm literally they're gonna be finished, and Rockwell's gonna be back up again by the time I get back to this platform. It's unreal, because they just can't do enough damage. It's really weird. It's a very strange mechanic to put in. Right. Now when we get to the last round, I mean, to be honest, it's a lot of it's luck more than anything. I think I've got to be able to get to a dino before Rockwell gets killed, because the trouble is, as soon as Rockwell dies, I've got like 30 seconds left, and that's it, the fight's over. So as soon as he dies, I've got 30 seconds to find a dino, otherwise I'll ascend and I'll lose everything. So at the moment I'm just going around, I'm just taking, one side out at a time, I'm just going round and round in a circle. But I'm going to have to time it when we get to the end, so that there's at least one tentacle I can take down while I'm close to a diamond. Because those things, as long as they hit for about 270, will take Rockwell down very, very quickly on the last round. Because I think they've done something deliberate to make this last. Because they'll do quite a lot of damage, and you'll get right to the last round, or at least I find anyway, and there's hardly any health left on Rockwell. So it's a case of, the minute I take out that last tentacle, he's gone. Kind of like it goes, I don't know why, it's really weird, but it seems like a like wire. And I think maybe they deliberately put it like that. Right, so let's have a quick check. I mean, we're not up against readers yet, we've got like 20 minutes to go. But I don't know if you notice, I mean, I'm doing about, every time I hit one of these tentacles, it's about 144 damage. If you see any other YouTubers taking these down, if they've got floating damage on, you'll see them doing way more damage than I'm doing. You'll also notice when I take these down, it'll say it's a level 5 tentacle. Now I've got the override difficulty set to 5, so that gives me, the maximum level dino of 150. Now I've seen some YouTubers take these down with just a shotgun, an alpha level, and they're taking down a level 11 tentacle, which to me suggests the actual override difficulty is much higher. And when the override difficulty gets much higher, you get better quality weapons, for instance. So, I don't know, go through. Oh, quit me. This is not good. It's kind of one of these things where I don't want to take them on. See, that's what you get when you get lapped. I pity you can't get that the last 15 minutes, like it'd be so much easier. Right, because I don't want to waste time on those nameless and on the other hand, if people follow me. I can hear them behind me. I mean, I can outrun them, but the trouble is I can't get too close to the tentacles. Well, the tentacles kill me. And that's how you can tell if there's if you can take a suit as if it's highlighted. Whereas if you can't, it's greyed out. Yeah, so it's a bit of a... I don't know which is worse, they've taken the mainness out of it. Tentacles. more like I'm gonna have to literally run because they'll only be able to do so much damage. And the time will run. Oh no! This is not good. I want you all there. Get up there. Seriously. No, oh, well, I better end up going in the opposite direction of this one. I don't want them down there, that's the trouble. Ah, screw. How did they all end up down here? Yeah. I need them out here. Can't have them down here. Oh, it's a... hang on a minute. This is messing things up. This is seriously messing things up, because it's like they come after me. Everything comes after me if they, you know, if there's nothing on our bottom platform. At least that's what I found in the past anyway. It's true. Them up on that platform. Right, something cool. Right, so boots, gauntlets, leggings. Screw. That's not good. Yeah, what I seem to find is it tends to be quite look more than anything. Because if all those reapers stay out on the outskirts, they tend to be alright. Because if everything starts crowding on that bottom platform, it just all hell breaks loose. The process just doesn't go well. But most of the time it's just the triggers just trying to stay clear of those namers. It's like focus on the tentacles, run away from the namers, hopefully you'll be fine. But yeah, you can see it takes me ages to take all these down. It doesn't really matter if I'm close or far away, it just takes ages. Just can't do as much damage with this particular shotgun that other people seem to be able to pull up. But it is what it is. My server setting is whatever the default, so I don't tweak things like, you know, the amount of damage I can do, the amount of damage my dinos can do, the imprinting bonuses you can get, the leveling bonuses you can get. I just leave them at the defaults. The only sort of settings I change are the settings for breeding and taming, so it goes quick, that's all. Oh! Right, so looks like we've got all of the suits. Let's see if we can dodge this. 15 minutes. So the Megalosaurus is a... You can see them there munching away on Rockwell down there. They just can't do any damage. As soon as his tentacle goes down, you can see them start hitting him again. I think now it'll start hitting him with one. Yes. Oh. So we're going to be up against Reapers next. Right, I need to dash around here so I can dodge the tentacles when you come back again. Straight to who's up? He's on about half. So that's about right. He's on about half. Which makes sense. Oh. Right, so we'll take this tentacle. So really it's just like a rinse and repeat until we get to the final. And because then I want to make sure that I can take a tentacle down when I'm near to any dino. But otherwise I'm just going to take them down one at a time and then set it up basically just to make life easy. Because it is just a rinse and repeat job. But at least the Reapers are spreading out. I mean, it tends to go a lot easier at the bunch next to one of the tentacles. When they do that, they tend to take the tentacles down because they, you know, it starts to attack them. So they'll take the tentacle down into all like the guns. Whoa! So this is the trouble, as I say, there's been, using my own weakness here, something I can't tell people to use. So, one down. So seem to be on time. Because normally when I've finished it, well, I've either not finished it at all because I've run out of time, or I've finished with about 4 or 5 minutes to spare. The only drawback, as I say, is that as soon as that last tentacle goes down, that's it. You've got 30 seconds and then you just ascend and there's nothing you can do. I mean, I can't like transfer everything across. It's pity you can't do that. It doesn't give you an option to just say transfer everything. You can transfer everything out of your inventory. You can transfer everything out of your inventory. That's about it. So you can't like all my suits will get, which doesn't really matter on things like suits I'm not just about. But it would have been useful if you just had a new button that says transfer everything. Everything you're wearing, everything you've got in your inventory, everything on your hot bar. Just transfer everything. And I'm sure when I actually, sure in the back of my mind when I first did this, you used to actually ascend, but you'd actually have all your gear still on you when you finish. It's a bit weird. Boots, head. Oh, it's an interesting look. My shoes are surviving. Oh, street. Whose is that? Yours, mine? Whose is it? Let's take this last tent down and maybe we'll get that smell. I recognise that one. Yeah, that's one of mine. Oh, right there. I might just replace them. So he's down to about a 4. Right, so I don't know if this is going to be the last round. There's one of my dinos here, but yeah. Pay too much attention to take that one down. Just let's see if this will pull it off. As I say, I don't know if it'll literally go to the wire. It normally does, where you go through like this round, for instance, and it's just hardly anything left, and then you get to one final round where there's hardly anything left, and it's still got to complete round and take the tentacles down. Just have to see. I mean, it's kind of like really, it's like I've got those Megalosauruses that are just constantly attacking Rockwell. I mean, I've a funny feeling. We'll end up with another round after this. I'm trying to figure. Oh, that's mine. Oh, that's alright. No, it's mine. Boost right. I'm gonna do that. Right, you stay put. I'll take this one down. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky call to know when the last round's going to be. Right, so move on. Come down. Well, that's basically the strategy would have been I would come to about this point and just run back. Just one tentacle left to take down. But I have a funny feeling I'm going to take that down. There's a name that's behind there. Yeah, the plan would be to come so far around and then just literally run all the way back. Right, that's the last one. So they're going to start attacking him. But the trouble is the tentacles are going to be... Oh no, there's still one left. Right, okay, that's not too far out. So at least there's some of mine over there. So I could probably do that for the next round as well. It just depends on what it takes up over here. I don't think it will. Yeah, he's gone down, he's going to come back up for another round. It's not good having them having to focus on a... Well, that's all, it doesn't do that much damage. I'm surprised I didn't hardly do any damage to Rockwell. I expected to do a lot more damage than that. I thought it would be little to the wire. Okay, fair enough, we'll go around again. And we've got plenty of time, I think, 7 minutes to do. Maybe we'll just preoccupy with that or something. Keep forgetting to take that stick. That's supposed to help, especially with like shotguns, because of the big factor shotgun. Kind of accidentally, it still takes me like 10 shots to take these things down. Yeah, these weapons are like spread out all over the place. That's weird that it's not attacking any of the names. I would have thought it would have been attacking the names over there. Doesn't seem particularly interesting. That's very odd. I've never noticed that before. Right, just keep going around and taking this tank. I'm getting distracted, to be honest. I know there's still a bit of time there. I shouldn't be like myself distracted by things like that. Like, get on with it. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely weird that normally they don't spread out so much. Those two are attacking those names, so I don't know why those ones are. That one back there. Very strange. Right, so there's still 2 tentacles left. I mean, I brought along a ton of shotgun shells. I don't think I actually need that many. You never have too much. You don't have too many, you not enough. So we're in 5 minutes. See what this round is. Because I have a funny feeling this round is or it's this next round, I should say. So for this round, there will be one more round after this one. Ah, it's frustrating to get it. Like I'm saying, I'll say it. Quite a bit tough. Because if you see, if you end up with yeah, we're going to go for wire here. Please. I've got to stay out of the way of this. Okay, well, like 6 and 2 3s, I need to stay out of the way of the Reaper, but I also need to stay out of the way of the realised that I should have left one for 10 minutes. Never mind. what it is. I think I've still got some reapers over on the far side, so I think I'll be alright. I've got no armor. Right, so let's keep going. If I can see. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, it's like bring like a rock break along here. So with a rock break we can move faster. The only drawback is doesn't really make much difference because you can only get so close to the tentacle anyway before you've got to stop and then take it down. So thought I'd very frustrating I find that. Sometimes I think I've taken the tentacle down, but I haven't. Right, so we're gonna finish. Come on, reload. Get my suit just to be on the safe side. 2 minutes, 23 seconds to go. Come on. So I'm pretty sure I've got 1 or 2 reapers over there. So even if they take you off those Megalosaurus, take Rockwell down, you can see he's hardly got any help. So even if they do take him down, you should be able to get at least 1 dino and send because that's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's all very well beaten Rockwell, but I want the trophy, I want to stick that trophy on my door. Oh! Jeez Louise! That's not good. Oh no! Still 2 of them left. No, come on! Hopefully none of them are on my tail. Right, 1 more tentacle to go. So there's some up there. I can see there's some reapers over on my left. You can see they're all, those Megalosaurus down there, they're all attacking Rockwell. I'm going to spam my one. There you go. Right, I've got 30 seconds to get over to one of my reapers. Yes, hand over everything. Anything I've got intact. 13 seconds. Everything literally broke. Jeez Louise. Right, you can have all these. Why not? What the hell? Oh, screw. Yeah, if it wasn't for that 30-second blooming timer that... Oh, yeah. Oh dear. Definitely, I like that. I must admit, I do like the ending of that. Right. Anyway, I'm just going to pause the video there because I need to get back to base. It's like it's kind of nuts because you can't respawn in your bed. You've got to respawn somewhere. Then you've got to, well, yeah. So I'll sort that out and then I'll bring you back and then hopefully one of those dinos did manage to actually get the blooming trophy. See you shortly. Right then, so we're back at base. So, this is Hugh Mark 5, by the way. Hugh Mark 4 is actually still over in extinction. I forgot to bring them over here, so fortunately I'd get quite a few of them. I can't remember whether they ended up with twins or something. But we shall go and have a look and see, hopefully, if one of these dinos managed to actually get the trophy. I know I gave, can't remember which one of the two reapers. It's one of the two reapers. One of the reapers got all my gear, but I've no idea who got the actual trophies and what have you. How did you do? Oh wow, you've got quite a lot of nails stuff, I'll give you that. Actually, I may as well dump some of this stuff first. Let's get rid of all this rubbish. I should really disable that because I don't keep any of this stuff these days. Right, so you haven't got it. All I want is the trophy. You get other things, you get like little masks and whatever. Oh, hang on, I'm standing on an ankle. That ankle-o's been in my base for ages. Right, have you got them? Nope. So you haven't got them either? Yeah, I can see I'm going to be at this for quite a while now. Right, I'll just keep going through all of these and then I'll, once I've found who's got it, I'll bring you back. Aha! I found it. Funny enough, it turns out it's the actual dino that I gave all my gear to as well. Right, so I'll get all this broken armor back. I should have paid more attention and got my, you know, made sure I kept that cactus broth and whatever going. Right, okay, so we'll get these bits and pieces back. There's food and water, gun, brews, those. You can keep the meat, mate. So we've ended up with a mask, so you get the chili helmet, you get the cute dino helmet. We also get the one for the otter as well. But the key thing is, I've got my trophy there, and I've got my Rockwell flag now. Hey, finally. So I mean, basically, I went in there with 12 megalodes. I mean, they're all over the place. I mean, roughly 20k health. I pushed the melee up as high as I thought was probably practical, because these things have got 20 mutations on one side, 20 on the other. I must have pushed the. So health went up to 10, and melee had gone up to 10. Yeah, there you go. Health 10. So I've only got 10. I thought for some reason I thought I'd given 20 mutations in melee. I didn't. I've got 10 mutations in health, 10 mutations in health. But I actually deliberately bred these with low stamina, low oxygen, low food and low weight, just for the sake of being able to just, you know, I mean these are only like 175 you know, dinos, and it's just because of all the other stats are crap, absolutely useless stats. So it was a case of I wanted like high health, high melee, everything else to be useless. So then you could, that's how you would take a dino beyond like the 450 max on an official server if you wanted to. So I was just playing around with the mutations and experimentations to see what I could get. But the Reapers all vary. I mean, they tend to be, most of them ended up with about 55,000 in health. Melee damage varies. I mean, like this one here, for instance, 265. I know there's one or two of them got close to about 400. But the highest, there's 320 there. 403, just up to 56,000. I didn't push them beyond 115,000, so that's like 68 levels. So they've got 75 levels as part of the pregnancy. You know, like when is it kind of similar to when you're taming them? You'll get 75 levels for that, and then you'll get potentially up to 75 levels through experience. But these have only got 68 out of that 75. Just for the sake of pushing them beyond that, it gets harder and harder and takes longer and longer. So I mean, they could have been better. But these are, I think the maximum level Reaper King among this lot was I think it was probably like a level 70. Because all the ones that I got from the 150s are still in the, sitting in cryopods. So I got quite a few mixtures. I was originally going to try nothing but Reapers, but the trouble is trying to fit them all in. There just wasn't enough room. And I was going to try a mixture of like Reapers and Spinos, but didn't see much point, to be honest, because I know the Spinos don't do well. So all of my high level Reapers are still here. So these are the 150s that I got. So you can see they're like level 225. So they would have been up into the yeah, they would have been up into the 300s if I'd used those ones. You can see they've got like 425 melee damage, for instance. If you look at some of the other ones, there's what Billy Bob was. Billy Bob was very low level. I think it was only level 20 or something. Then I've got a 145, so that would have been a level 70. Yeah, that would have been like the equivalent of what I've used there, which is like a level 70 Reaper Queen. I'm getting this one from. That one will have been from a 55, I think. Yeah, 55. But you can see like that's got close to 22,000 health. That's got about close to 26,000, 23,000, and these are 150. So there wasn't that much in it. So I deliberately ran that with low level Reapers just to see how it would go. This time round, I didn't have as much time left as I did before, but I still went to plan. I mean, interestingly enough, nothing got killed as far as I'm aware. I don't think I lost any. I should have 12 Megalosauruses and 8 of these Reaper Kings, so they're on about half of its health, and that's all I was interested in, just trying to get them to survive, to be honest. As long as I had one dino up, that was it, because I mean, I'm not going to be taking these Megalosauruses anywhere else because they'll just go to sleep, and it's worse than when they originally came out. They don't last very long in the light, so yeah, and it's, to me, Rockwell is kind of like a one-off boss fight because you don't get anything other than those rewards. You don't get element, for instance, so it's like not much point really. Once you've beaten it at alpha level, that's it. So that's it really. We're now done with aberration. I think I might have a bit of a poke around on aberration actually, because I think there's supposed to be some armor skins maybe for the tech armor or something for Genesis 2, I think it is, or something. But yeah, might have a bit of a poke around, and well, other than that, we're back to extinction. Well, thanks for making it to the end of this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If so, then please leave a like, as it'll encourage YouTube's algorithms to suggest the video to others who might like it as well. If you have any tips or tricks for ARK, then please leave them in a comment below, as it would benefit anyone watching this. Though I appreciate any feedback at all, even if it's just to say hello. If you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing. It's free. Just remember to click the little bell icon though, as you should get reminders then when new content goes out. And if you'd like to support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon. Alternatively, there's the option to make a one-off contribution through PayPal. I've left links for both options in the description below. But above all, I hope you like watching these videos as much as I enjoy playing ARK. Bye!